The Texas government has three branches: legislative, executive, and judicial, which are all in the Texas Constitution. Article 5 established the judicial branch. Let's take a look. The judicial branch interprets the laws and solves legal disputes through the courts. In Texas, there are local, county, and state-level courts. The Texas Constitution creates district and appellate courts for the state, as well as the constitutional county courts and justice courts, and allows the legislature to create additional courts. In Texas, state judges are elected by the voters. In the state level, the district courts are the primary trial courts. Most handle both criminal and civil cases. A civil case involves a dispute between people and/or businesses. A civil case usually begins when one person, the plaintiff, files a lawsuit against another person, the defendant. A criminal case involves someone breaking a law. The person accused is called the defendant, and the government bringing the charges is called the prosecutor. In trial courts, a judge presides over the case. Witnesses are heard, testimony is given, exhibits are offered into evidence, and a verdict is reached. Trials may or may not have juries. When a person feels that something went wrong with the decision of the trial court, they are sometimes able to ask a higher court, known as an appellate court, to review the case. This is called an appeal. With the exception of death penalty cases, which go directly to the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals, appeals from district courts go to the courts of appeals. Appeals courts are different from trial courts in that they do not have witnesses or juries. They rely on the written record of the case in a trial court, along with oral arguments from attorneys for both sides to reach their decision on the issue under consideration. Each of the 14 courts of appeals has a chief justice and from 2 to 12 additional justices. These courts of appeals are the first courts to hear both criminal and civil appeals from the district courts. Decisions of the courts of appeals can be appealed to one of the two highest courts in Texas. The two highest courts in Texas are the Court of Criminal Appeals and the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court handles the final appeals for all civil cases from the courts of appeals. And the Court of Criminal Appeals has the final say on all appeals in criminal cases. The Court of Criminal Appeals has 8 judges and 1 presiding judge. The Supreme Court has 8 justices and 1 chief justice. The judges and justices in appellate courts serve 6-year terms, while the judges in district courts serve 4-year terms. The coolest part about the judicial branch is that it helps protect our constitutional rights to equal protection and due process under the law.